It's very lucky.
It's an unbelievably underrated lucky component of this Chiefs thing that, like, Andy Reid gets to coach the offense and a top 3 defensive coordinator in football for a defense that last year, if you remove Week 18 when they didn't play anybody and they got the Denver game, they were the second-ranked scoring defense in the NFL, and the year before they were the second-ranked scoring defense in the NFL. Like, it's coincided with Mahomes' not great statistical production. They've been consistently a great defense. And their defensive coordinator will never leave. So if he sets this, like, hey, we're going to take away what you do best, the old Belichick thing, well, they're going to take away Saquon Barkley. I think it's definitely in play that Saquon has a bad game again.
Totally in play. The thing is, and they shut down the Chargers' run game. You know, they got past
I think
them, but
they
shut
didn't
down the
believe
run game.
Harbaugh would pass as like
Right.
you know, they didn't believe they'd listen to you, and they were all in on stopping the Chargers' run game. They did, and they got shredded. But
the thing is, what I don't think they can do is stop both the run game and a big passing game. That's what happened in the Super Bowl. Jalen has a great game. Saquon doesn't. So I think they can take away Saquon. I don't know. Can they take away the pass game? Maybe. I don't think they can take away both.
go, Cato.
I'm just wondering what I'm sure they can because we've seen it. Now, granted, that led to 30 some odd offensive points in the Super Bowl, so I don't know if it's the best strategy. And I think that you have to weigh in, which I think is very interesting for Spags, and you tell me, he's a great schematic guy. And what I think takes the defensive coordinators from good to great or great to legendary like Belichick was, I also know what you want to do emotionally. And this A.J. Brown factor, 1 catch for 8 yards in the fourth quarter, it feels like they're going to want to feed him the ball. Now, does Spags let that happen? Like, okay, overfeed A.J., we're going to take away Saquon, or cover A.J. like crazy and see what happens to that sideline?
Listen, I think, and maybe this will be a mistake. It ended up, obviously everything went wrong in the Super Bowl, so maybe I don't know if there was that day a defensive game plan that would have changed that game. But that to me was more about the Eagles' defense against the Chiefs' offense that got everything awry. I think they're going to have, for the 3rd straight game, a very similar defensive game plan, which is if the quarterback's going to drop back and throw it a bunch, we're going to make him beat us. Okay. And I'm not, again, it's not an insult. Right, it's not an insult Jalen Hurts because they literally just had Justin Herbert do it. I just think that is going to be the process. My biggest concern in this game for the Chiefs defense is that Jalen Hurts in week 1 had, by a large margin, the longest time to throw of any quarterback in the league. People have seen that little chart floating around Twitter where it was short passes and a ton of time to throw. What I'm worried about is the Chiefs not being able to generate pressure on Jalen looking and being like, I could try to force it in there, not going to, and he gets out and runs. You know what I mean? And that he has, I know that sounds recency bias because he just did something like that against Dallas.
A great running game.
But I think that he could have, that's where I think the Eagles could do real damage. I don't think they're going to give A.J. Brown 15 targets. I do think Jalen Hurts might have 12 quarterback runs.
Really?
And that to me is, that raises my blood pressure a bit.
Brew, as the wide receiver on the panel, Greg not here.
You ain't lying.
How many targets do you think A.J. Brown is going to get? Or should get? How about that?
I'm going to say going to get 7. Okay. I think the Eagles play to win. And, I mean, he's going to get more than 1 for sure.
You should get more than 1.
Yeah.
Well, why are you seem like concerned, I guess, about the Chiefs' defense when the body of work for them over the last 2 years suggests that the defense has been arguably what's carried your team? Yeah,
I patently reject the idea that last year the defense was the best part of the team. 2 years ago,
Mahomes is always the best part.
Right, 2 years ago, I believe when the Chiefs won the year they beat the Niners in the Super Bowl, that team's defense was awesome. I was saying all year how awesome it was. Last year, I think that the Chiefs were in such low possession games because they were a 12-play offense and they were forcing other teams to be a similar ball control offense, that the points per game stat is less instructive than a points per drive stat. And I think that the Chiefs pass defense last year was the inability to generate pressure on the quarterback without either Spags dialing up something awesome
Big blitzes,
or
yeah.
Chris Jones being like, I got it. And I think Chris knew it at the end, which is why he freestyled on that play. Like, listen, we're not going to be able to get home. We haven't been able to cover. I need to generate a quick pressure like I did on Brock Purdy in the Super Bowl, force the overthrow, like I did on Josh Allen in the AFC Championship game that year to force the bad throw. He tried to be a hero, and the reason I didn't kill him for it is because he's won us a ton of playoff games being a hero, and he was trying to do that. So I just think that right now they have real questions on getting to the quarterback, and when you marry that with, I think, a secondary that right now is a work in progress, that concerns me. That legit concerns me.
Since the 17-game season, 30 teams started 0-2. Only 5 made the playoffs. 3 last year, but being up.
But most teams that start 0-2
Aren't
stink.
that good?
Yes.
Right.
That's the thing is,
Skews the number.
most of those teams are
Coming up next, packed stats.
Case closed.
Case closed. There will be silver briefcases with light bulbs in them. Next.
The itch and rash of moderate to severe eczema disrupts my